Do you have to reset it every time you log in? Oh, it is beginning.
It is on. I believe this is the first one, by the way. I could be wrong, but the first one that I've seen
Of what?
of the next stage of the tourney.
Oh no,
Of
I think the Red Alert already did one earlier today, but it was a very quick one-sided match.
with a fleet delta or something like that.
Yeah,
Maybe. Okay.
Fleet. Yeah,
Yeah.
Salvo Fleet Delta. They had a
Four.
unfortunate warp trick that did not work out, and
Oh. Yeah, they've been having a hard time getting all six players, the salvos, both fleets, and that's really unfortunate.
let's throw that there. And I'll do the bottom left team when it actually starts up. If you want to say the top right.
I'll do the top one. My pleasure.
Oh yeah, and so we can see this is Group C. Echelon, Red Alert,
Yes.
Saber 6, and Fleet Delta. So Fleet Delta is already done. So Red Alert still has Saber 6 to play, I think. I'm
Yep.
not sure if that'll happen today or tomorrow. Alright, so in the bottom left we have Echelon. We have Snow going Raven with Imp, War going 4-3 Colossus, Zoltan going side lane, Leviathan with Mutation, Shiloh going Plague, Stim Zealot going... Was that Seeker? He's sitting there in the base for a second. Unknown Jedi going side lane, Dreadnaught with Charge, and Stim Zealot going Seeker, but he's waiting for something. I think he's waiting for the last energy, so we can get 325. It's kind of interesting. Yeah,
So
he waited for 325 energy.
Yeah, on the top lane we have Severf going Dreadnought.
Wait,
He
that's
went.
Ivan on the... Oh, yeah, you're going from
Yeah,
the bottom.
there's two dreads. There's two dreads, man.
Okay.
And both dreads are going Hall, by the way. So we've got Severf.
Okay.
You called it Ivanapola. Sanic, starting EMP. Animosus, your typical range open for BC. Hawk again, nothing surprising. 1-4-3 open for a Colo. And Amigo Deer. I thought it would be Hawk, by the way, but Amigo Deer going Obi with your standard Plague open.
Yeah, this is interesting because Ivan is on Dreadnought, not Colossus. So I was actually slightly off on that. This double Raven is an interesting...
It is. It is unconventional. I don't know. Could be good.
I mean, the nice thing is that once they both have perpetual DMAT, they can protect each other. They do have an Overlord, so they can keep the OV up a little bit easier with the DMAT.
Absolutely.
And they must have been thinking that there's going to be a Colossus in mid, so maybe they were thinking Seeker would work well against the mid lane Colossus. I mean,
And they're doing it. They're doing it. They're doing Seeker on Hawk. Absolutely.
it's certainly...
Seeker doing EMP. Yep.
Yeah.
And shield transfer as well. I think I saw them previously. Yes. There it is.
Now, if you're expecting a side lane Dread, do you want to go Leviathan then, in your mind?
Not really, to be honest with you. But late game, maybe. Early on, no. But late game, levies can get overfed, and man, are they dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, an overfed Leviathan can be phenomenal. My concern is that usually, you're getting Colossus in mid and Dreadnought in side lane, and it feels like a lot of the time it takes too long for the Leviathan
Yes.
to pick
Oh,
off.
yes. It's a long game strategy for sure. Both teams actually, I think, have 3 tanks maybe. With the top team going Colo, double Desi, and the bottom team going Desi, Colo, and Leviathan. Long game, I think Leviathan is better, but you're right. Early on, Desis have the advantage.
So do you think that this double Raven, is this anticipating, a plan where they're going to try to basically get to the late game, that they just want to make sure everyone stays
Maybe.
alive?
I mean, double Raven could be so many things. I mean, it could be DMAT to your point. It could be double Blackout. I mean, the possibilities are endless, but I don't know. It's interesting.
I mean,
Sure.
the double Blackout does work well with the Ovi Leviathan, so there is
Yes.
that.
Yes, and top team only has one biological, so Blackout could work on all of them except Amigo Deer. So, I don't know. I've never seen that in a tourney, by the way. So it'll be interesting.
Well, it's nice to see new strategies. I mean, this is
Yep.
the fun part of the group stage.
trying out new strategies, seeing what works. I mean, I would think they have rehearsed this,
Yeah.
and something worked, so they're trying it out. Absolutely.
I mean, double support is a pretty common strategy. Usually it's Arb Raven, right? It's
Yes, to complement each other. Absolutely.
But maybe they're thinking, maybe we just don't like the Arb. Maybe we don't think we're going to get enough out of the cloak or the chrono
Yeah.
boost, and would rather just have the second DMAT and the second blackout.
Or it could be as simple as they don't have a good ARV player and they have two very good Raven players. I don't know. But yep, let's see what happens.
I mean,
Unknown Jedi went Dread as expected. He's a very good Dread, by the way. So we'll see.
yeah. I think it's working out for them so far. I mean, they're down 80 farm, but they're going to get that back right now.
Oh yeah, in this push, they'll be up. Coming out of this push, they'll be up in farm. Absolutely.
So the BC, it's really BC for Raven, right? I mean, it's Colossus versus Colossus, Raven versus Raven, Ovi versus Ovi, Dread versus Dread, and then it's BC versus Raven, and Leviathan versus Dread.
Right now it is, yeah. I mean, right now, if the BC goes in the middle, I would think the Raven would win in the casting and energy denial. Again, that could be me.
I mean, there's no frigate here, so that means that really PDD will actually be pretty strong here. So
Yes.
I feel like the Raven versus the BC might actually work well. Which means the bigger question is going to be the Leviathan versus the second Dreadnaught.
Yes.
All right, so let's see. Red Alert, Sever picked up charges and bots. Hawk picked up level 10 Colossus shields. I don't. Let's look at
Yeah, I don't know about that. Again, I could be wrong, but
he has, Quantum Reactor. So that's an interesting choice. Animosis with Lockdown and Scan. Yvonne with Protective Field and Bots. So going a very tanky build.
he's already burning up, and he can't regen shields, by the way. Hawk, by the way. So
Oh yeah.
At some point, he's gonna have to go back.
Amigo 5 mutas. Sanic staying on energy with the Imp. And Amigo, yeah. Alright, what are we gonna get? So Stim is coming out with Seeker and Imp, 375 energy, so still kind of low energy for a Raven. Jedi has Protective Field, Bots, and Charge. Shiloh has Siphon.
Yeah, so you got Siphon, 2 EMPs. That's a lot of energy denied, by the way. So we'll see how that plays out.
Zoltan picked up Rapid Regeneration. Moore has Hardened Shield. And Snow is still pure Imp, with a little bit of farming ups, actually. Range and 2 laser. My goal is to be more consistent in saying all the team upgrades every 10 minutes.
Right? That's the goal. Hawk going back, burning up, unable to regen his shield.
Yeah, I mean, I think they want to go back now anyway. They don't want to.
This will just widen the lead on the farm for the bottom team, I think.
I think we need to buckle in, because this might end up being a pretty long game. I mean, it's hard to say it's definitely going to go long.
I think you're right. No, I think you're right. Unless they do something different, but I think you're right.
I mean, if both Dreads get on someone with the double charges, it could become a very fast game. But if that doesn't happen, I mean, it seems like both teams are kind of acting at this point like this is they're in for the long haul.
Yep. Both threats are still slow on the up team. Nothing very different from what you would expect. They've got protective field, both bots on both.
But you can just tell that every single ship got 2 lasers, right? All of them are staying on 2-shot farm.
Yes.
That's kind of a sign, right? I mean, sometimes if you're expecting things to really heat up in the second 10 minutes,
you do something different. Yes.
Yeah, you might skip the 2 lasers. You might just get another level of armor, maybe some more missiles, just because you're really worried that the game is going to turn, and you'd rather just have that extra level of safety, but I think that these teams are acting like, you know, this could become a quick game, but we are going to be ready and consistently prepared for this game to go for the long.
I think unless we do something different, I think it's gonna be long.
Yeah.
And I'll shut up now because my dog is like acting up. So you take from now, crazy.
Okay. Yeah. Feel free to pop back in if your dog settles down. So we have this grouping up here where Red Alert is pushing in with the Tempests, and that means they're kind of sacrificing a bit of the right lane in terms of farm. Trying to get some good damage in, trying to take advantage of the Tempest push that's coming in. And it's working out because we've had to back off. Echelon is really going back in now. Stim's Zealot is actually burning up from Plague. And so a lot of these ships don't have a lot of minerals. Most are going back with only 200 or so. So this is a good push for Red Alert. This is a good time to get a little bit ahead in farm lead. I think both teams feel like they have a pretty strong endgame. Pretty strong late game, that is. I'm tempted to say that Echelon might actually have the slightly stronger late game composition here. And it looks like this is going to go to late game. So this could actually go to Echelon this game, but it's definitely still way too early to say that that's how it's going to play out.
Now, the one change that I'm waiting to see is when those OBs go on the outside. You know, one would expect the OBs to be on the outside lane to farm a little more. So from the bottom team, I would expect Unknown Jedi to maybe be in the middle to let Shiloh farm a little bit more. And then on the top team, again, Amigo Deer as well. The OB needs to get some farm because, as we know, that's a late stage, very powerful unit. So we'll see when that happens. Typically, you know, it's minute 10, 15, depending on your strategy, but it does happen.
So Verve still on 2 lasers, still on 1 GAT. He's up to 450 energy, so he really commits to the energy. 15-second cooldown on Protective Field.
Yep.
Well, it lasts 14 seconds, so he's really pretty much there in terms of Perpetual Protective Field. Sanic is still pure imp with 500 energy. Amigo Deer picked up Siphon, Animosis. 525 energy with the lockdown.
Yep.
And Ivano Pala is Barrage, or Bombardment rather, sorry.
Yes.
And 6 armor. That's where you really start to feel the side lane Dreadnaught picking up a little bit more. He's starting to get very tanky with more and more damage. Another thing I guess I need to watch here is the speed. Stim is on 0.81, Unknown Jedi is on 0.7, Snow is on 0.81, War is on 0.6, Shuttle is 0.82.
Yeah, for the most part, in this early in the game, the tanks, you gotta watch their speed because they set the pace of how fast you can push. And I see them all at 0.72 to your point. They all seem consistent.
Yeah. Sky Fury's coming out, the red team siege creep.
Yep, right there on the bottom.
And Red Alert looks at this and says, time to back off. We're not going to take any more damage here than we need to.
Right.
We're not going to fight it. We're just going to let it happen. Farm is still remarkably even for 18 minutes into the game.
Extremely even, I would say, yes.
A little bit of a turn here, but I don't think this is much of a dive. Just trying to keep Zoltan off the Tempests as long as he can.
Yep. And their siege is still going strong in the bottom, which is good. They're going to ride that maybe all the way to the base.
I'm practically there already.
Yes.
How much time do you think is on Has enough fuel for 22 seconds on that secret missile.
That's a lot of fuel. All the way to the base. Wow.
And
He got both of them, by the way.
I think he got all three, actually.
Yeah,
Not that Hawk
damage.
cares. He just kind of shrugs
yeah,
it off.
they're at base, yeah. Interesting. If he can keep those Seekers on, you know, on the support, on the BC, on the, it's gonna be interesting, for sure.
So Amigo Deer is already up to 2200 on his Psyblast.
Wow, that's high.
Yeah, Sanic has picked up Defensive Matrix. Animosis is 6 shields, 4 lasers with 8 range. What's his speed? 9.2 on his speed, so he's a quick little battlecruiser.
Look at the dress in the bottom. Both of them are pushing, and both of them are .82 on speed, by the way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They're ready. They want to be able to get on to enemy ships, but you know, with the 2 Ravens, I think it's going to be hard, especially if they pick up any more speed.
Yep.
I think the Ravens are still not. They really don't have to spend that much more to get up to .9.
No, we're good. Amigo Deer now taking the top lane from the Vanapola. We were talking about that previously.
Yeah.
He's gonna get more farm, trying to get to OP levels with that Psyblast.
Absolutely. The OV starts in mid and then transitions to side lane as the game goes on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Zoltan's still really just on rapid regeneration. He's not committed to early game frenzy, staying on actually Bilestorm ups and 10 range. Kind of a Leviathan ready to kite just a little bit. Level 7 shields and hardened shield and war. Shiloh's Psyblast is only 1500. Snow picked up Blackout.
Nope.
So we really, the Blackout is the biggest pickup here, I think, in terms of
both Ravens have Blackout. That could be something.
Oh yeah, Snow and Stim are both Blackout capable. Now, do they have enough damage to actually get a kill here, though? So they might. Yeah, there's the first
That's
Blackout.
One blackout. He got the Raven, by the way. As
Yeah.
a Raven, you never want to get blacked out, by the way. That's a big no-no.
But can they get a kill here? It seems like they're focusing on Yvonne, but Yvonne has 6 armor. So really, what they want to kill is like Amigo Deer or something, but they can't get on him. So this was a bit of a push, but they're not gonna get a kill here. Doesn't look like.
Now, Jedi does have 10 gats, by the way, so that's a little damage.
So Verf turns.
Yeah. Ooh.
There, he's gonna get on Snow. Snow is the target. Charges.
Another blackout,
Oh.
maybe.
He has to back off. He was taking too much, and he lost energy.
Yes.
But you can see that's how Red Alert wants this to end. Is they want to get both Dreads on one of the Ravens and just charge him down before he can get away. But it's going to be hard with the double blackout at this point. Timing would be very difficult to make that work.
Extremely, because you have 2. Absolutely.
Tempest coming out for Red Alert. And we have, let's see, we got Severf back. He's up to 8 gats. Animosis coming out with Nuke. Amigo Deer, I'm actually not sure what he just bought. I guess he got up to 8 mutas.
Okay. No. Nope. I thought he was going to use the nuke, but nope. Didn't give him a chance.
Sonic down to pretty much perpetual defensive matrix. Colossus, Hawk, I think he had Lance before. And so Zoltan is going back with 700. I think he's playing to pick up some spells. Moore's going back with 4. Yeah.
More like saving up for acid, you know.
I'm expecting Frenzy. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Frenzy. This stage in the game, you need to have Frenzy.
Yeah, Frenzy, and then what else is the question?
Well, given the tax, maybe Corruption, you know, that plus 25.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I think Corruption would be a strong play here. Let's see what he chooses. Frenzy, of course. He's got 250 and Intercept.
Interception. Okay.
Intercept is okay. I'm not sure that I entirely agree with it at this stage of the game, but
yeah. Maybe he'll try to go for a support chip, you know?
Yeah, I
He
think
sees it
that's
close enough,
the
boom.
desire. He wants to pick off
Yep.
Sanic or Amigo, really.
Yep. Yeah, that tells you that he's not going for the tanks.
Yeah.
He's more than likely going for a weak chip like Amigo or Sanic, definitely.
Shiloh's Psyblast still at 1700 now. Amigo's is 2260.
Pretty strong. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big Psyblast.
Yes.
But it really doesn't do much except, I mean, depending on the defensive matrix, there's
Yes.
no guarantee it's ever going to do any damage. Right? I mean,
Yes.
that's.
Which by the way, only Steam Salad has defensive metrics right
Oh, right. Yeah.
So-
Once Snow picks up defensive matrix.
Yes. That's gonna be a really.
Ooh,
really
Sultan is actually 5,000.
Yes, a lot of damage there.
The Psyblast, so he. Oh, one more Psyblast, Amigo. One more. He didn't want to. He didn't want to overcommit, man. That.
Nope. That would have been. Yep, game changer right there.
He didn't have the energy for it. Actually, he had to back off.
Yep.
Wow, that could have been a very, very big play. And that's. Although, I mean, at 30 minutes, we are now pretty much in the late game here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so War is up to 10 shields. He actually got 5 lasers, 5 missiles. Still just hardened shield, so I guess he's feeling all the denial on him and he's focusing more on just passive upgrades.
Yes.
And when Jedi has 9 armor and 10 gats, 0.25 speed on those gats.
Yeah, that's a lot of armor, by the way.
Yeah. 44 armor.
Yep.
Animosis does 67 damage with missiles, so he's barely doing 100 damage per volley.
Yep.
And that's, without protective field, so.
Yeah, he's just playing a casting game right now, with lockdown.
So the thing is that War right now with the 400 energy, he can barely keep hardened shield up,
Yes.
and he certainly doesn't have shield recharge, so he can't really keep diving in like this very easily.
Right. There's the nuke.
It will not hit, but it makes him back off.
It's just
Ooh,
like, get out of
Shiloh
here.
is taking some damage if... No, they can't stay on.
I'm surprised War doesn't have regening shields, by the way. That's interesting. Lance, anything else. He's just trying to maybe keep afloat. his
Yeah,
farm.
sometimes when I'm at this stage as a Colossus, I just basically feel like I'm a blimp, and I feel like I'm absorbing damage, but I'm not really doing anything.
Blimp is a nice analogy, by the way. You're just cannon fodder,
Yeah.
taking it. Yep. But, harder than shields when there's only one missile type ship with Animosis. I don't know. With one missile.
Just trying to annoy Sanic as much as possible.
Yes.
Hawk is coming out with 15 shields. So he's still only on 500 energy, and Lance and Hardened Shield. He doesn't have recharge either.
Nope.
Yvonne picked up cover, and he's on 10 armor and 9 shields. It's just one short of that 10 shield mark, but really the difference between 9 and 10 is not as big as you might think, because it's...
People actually make a big deal out of the 10, but I think you're right. Between 9 and 10, it's okay. I would say.
So we're on 16 gats. Another thing to think of here is, I mean, do you think we'll actually see siege mode?
Wow. Well, no. When you got 2 potential blackouts,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's difficult, They don't have a nuke, but they
I mean,
have 2 blackouts.
16 gats with siege mode would drop a tower real fast, but they probably
Real
won't need it.
fast.
They will probably, they will just stay and take out a tower just with the normal damage if it comes down to it.
Yep. You're right. Double siege plus that side blast could take down a tower quite fast.
So War does finally have Lance. Shiloh Cyblast is up to 2,000 and 11 mutas. It's 33 minutes, so I guess that's actually not that unreasonable.
Yeah, I don't play Obi that much, so I'll rely on your judgment on that one. Now, he did warp back, by the way. Is that a warp trick in the making, you think?
Snow has Matrix. So both Ravens do now have defensive matrix.
Who warped out? It was the Colo. The Colo warped out.
Ooh, Animosis is taking... wow. He has to back off, but the Frenzy...
Blackout,
wow!
blackout, go!
But Zoltan is on... Zoltan is backing out.
Oh, that was a good play.
Defensive matrix and blackout makes it really... I mean, even when ships are a little bit out of position,
Yes.
it's hard to secure the kill.
And they still have another blackout, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah, double blackout against this composition could be really a game changer.
Yvonne's coming out with 10 armor and 10 shields. Migo Deer is 2600 on Psyblast. Animosis is 10 shields and 10 range with 3 missiles. Hawk picked up recharge shields.
Amazingly, the farm still is a little bit even.
Pretty even, yeah.
I wouldn't call that a significant difference by now. Not a
No, 100 farm at 35 minutes is nothing. I mean, it's not nothing, but it's not enough to...
It's not enough to, yeah, exactly. Make a significant difference.
Siphon on the Subverf Dreadnaught. Those Seekers still keep flying out. They really like to keep them on the battlecruiser when possible. We have Sky Fury coming out for the red team. Hawk's getting in there, trying to pick off as many of them, and actually all of them end up dying. Echelon is saying... You might be red alert. But we are coming to raven you to death. The ravens are coming. Jedi is taking a bit of hull. He's having a hard time getting... Oh, Nuka's out, just making him back off. War popped invulnerability. Subverf is coming in on Zoltan. Blackout. There's no target though. There's nothing to kill. Yvonne has too much armor for this to be a kill, and Hawk is still at 12,000 shields. Well, actually, they're starting to wear down Hawk, but with the defensive matrix, it's hard to get enough damage in on him. Siphon turn. Another blackout. And they get pushed back again, and even though this isn't a killing blackout, it's going to force Red Alert back for a bit, give time for the other blackout to get back up. Hawk only has a minute and a half left on his next blackout. Now they have to be careful though. If they get on Shiloh, they'll have a problem. But Zoltan can take some GATS damage without too much of a problem. Actually just frenzies to get away, and he's still shooting Swarm, which doesn't really do anything to a 10 armor Dreadnought.
It does feel like Echelon is on the defensive right now. I don't see why. I mean, with 2 blackouts...
oh no, I mean they just did a very greedy second blackout just to push a little bit further there. They used both of them.
I was AFK, thank you. Ooh, Corruption. I like Corruption on a Desi, by the way. It does so much damage.
Yeah. Sultan's Corruption. 25% plus 1% per Bile Swarm. So that is 34% corruption damage. Jedi now has cover.
I guess they're backing out now.
Well, they got some good farm. Shiloh was kind of, I think.
I would like Shiloh Psyblast to get stronger, by the way. Maybe he can take a side lane or something.
Yeah, Oh, hello, Colossus. How you doing, Hawk? Just down here on your own.
They see it. They see it. They're backing out. How much farm do you think you lose every time you do a warp trick? Like 100, 200 maybe?
Yeah, it depends on the nature of the warp trick.
Like a full warp trick like this one? I mean, wow.
The thing is that since
They're expecting
the
that.
way they timed
Go
it,
ahead.
you know, they if they push out and just begin farming again, then they actually can kind of save time. They
Look at
might
all
miss
this
a
top lane, man. All this top lane being on.
yeah. That's not what happened here. If they had pushed out and taken the mid, it would have been fine. The nuke is on. He splashes on Yvonne. Yvonne is blacked out.
Imbo.
Zoltan is low, 8,000. Well, lowish for a Leviathan. 8,000 is not particularly low, but
No. Sever on water right now. But those two D-mats are gonna, help him out.
Severf is, what do I target? You know, the Leviathan has 6,000 life, but he keeps getting dematted, and he just,
Right.
at some point, has to back out. Jedi has actually taken a bit of damage, but,
Yeah, he's got cover on, by the way, so he took a lot of damage.
yes, he planned to. He knew he was going to be taking damage. Seeker on Amigo Deer.
Yeah, that side blast almost doing 3k damage on Amigo Deer, by the way. That's hurting right now.
Yeah. And he's also up to 11 mutas, so
Yep.
43 minutes. Battle over the siege creep. War's taking slight damage, but not a lot. He's the target though now. Unknown Jedi turns back in, takes some siege creep fire. Wow, what is Animosis? Yeah, that's 0.92 speed still. Amigo Deer is 0.92 speed. Jedi turned off cover.
Tell you what, if I was a Raven, I'd be very afraid of that Obi right now. Amigo Deer. Man.
Well, I mean, there's two Ravens though, so even if the Ovi gets on you, the other Raven can give you.
demat you. Yep. Right about that.
The big threat is actually the more the plague, which they really. I mean, there's not any great. Ooh, so Verf is in a really very aggressive position here, but
Yes, he is.
dangerous as well.
And then turning on him. Nuke. Nuke on Unknown Jedi. Not gonna hit. Defensive nuke.
Keep him going back. It's been a while since we've seen some blackouts. Oh, wait,
I
did
know.
Snow actually? Yeah, no, Snow's is up. Both blackouts are up.
Both are up. Yes.
300 farm difference. Red Alert is pulled just a little bit more ahead, but yeah, the main thing to watch for here is that Red Alert might start going for this bottom tower.
Bottom tower. Bottom tower. Bottom tower. Use the blackout. Use the blackout.
He's trying to get a good grouping. He didn't want to just hit one, but he, to save the tower at some point, had to commit to something.
Yes. Sultan getting big.
He's an 11 armor, 13 tentacle, frenzy, rapid regeneration, corrupting Leviathan. He is
Yep.
fat.
He's very fat.
Oh yeah, and 20,000 life.
20,000. Yep.
Shiloh, what are you up to? Still 2,000 side blast, 700 energy, 20 range on mutas. Yeah, both overlords are 20 range.
They're going for the tower. I don't think they'll get it. Nope.
Blackout.
Oh, siege! Siege!
Siege! Unknown Jedi has a 10 gat siege mode.
Ooh.
And so all they have to do is, yeah, double blackout can help protect the siege mode.
And keep him dematted, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going down. I think it's going down. One more.
They have
And
taken
Jedi
a
is
tower.
Bogging out. That
Echelon
was
has
a
said, this
that
is
was
our
a
map
ballsy-
now, Red Alert.
Yeah. That was a ballsy move, by the way. And it paid off.
They're channeling their inner GDI.
Oh, yeah. right now, I mean, I think Red Alert is gonna come hard after the bottom tower. By the way,
So
you gotta do a. Go ahead, go ahead.
one thing I'm noticing here is that Sanix seems kind of lowish on farm.
He does. He does. What is
I
it?
think they're not letting their Raven farm quite enough. That's you know.
That could be a mistake on the long run. Yeah. Yes. Now, if I would be them, I would do a staggered up. You know, where half the team ups and then the other half protects the tower.
Yeah.
Because you know they're gonna go for it. Nope,
Well,
nope.
they want to get right now. The focus is okay. Can we actually hold a position long enough to get to pick off the tower?
Yes.
They've held it last time, but they did not get close enough to a kill, and they have to stay spread enough that they are not at risk from a blackout. 10 missiles now on
They defended the
Animosis.
tower. They defended the tower. Quite good. Yeah, 10 missiles. Yep.
At some point, the Ravens are going to pick up PDD just because they don't have any other spells or anything to spend their money on.
Isn't that funny? Well, I guess might as well get it.
And it shouldn't. It seems like it might not need to do much, but you know, really, Animosis at that point, he doesn't even have Yamato yet, so he will not really be able to do damage if that happens.
This Imbo seems like a waste of Imbo on Hawk. Anyway, we'll see.
Well, he has the entire team on him, so. Ooh, Sanic is actually taking some damage, and
Nuke.
nuke,
Nuke. Nuke.
blackout.
On the levy. Yes. Boom. He took it like a champ.
He's like, delicious nukes.
Whatever. That tickles, right?
Well, but we're gonna get to the point where the nuke becomes actually a risk for Animosis, because if he does it on the Leviathan again like that,
Right.
Leviathan might just fly into his team.
Turn on you, right?
Now the danger is, how do they protect this tower?
I know, right? Do you think he'll siege again?
He's definitely gonna be thinking about it.
And
Yeah, he is. Siege mode is coming in.
He is. Let's see how this turns out. Maybe a defensive blackout.
Oh,
I
he's.
don't know. Oh,
They're getting in on him. He has to back out. There's too much going on.
D Matrix, you know, we'll save him.
Yeah, he wasn't at risk. The problem was that the Ravens couldn't stay on him and also
Yes.
protect War at the same time very easily.
Yes.
Ooh,
Uh-oh,
Jedi is
he's
actually
dead.
taking
He-
a lot of
he
damage.
is dead.
Well, the question is, will Stim Zealot die as a result of trying to save him?
E-shields.
Stim is going to die.
Yes.
Unknown Jedi dies. Stim Zealot is getting shielded, He's gone. Shiloh is going down.
Oh my God! What happened here? Oh, that's a pity.
Oh, Shiloh gets away, actually.
Oh, he'll make it.
Can they get anything in return? You know, if Zoltan can intercept up to Amigo Deer, maybe he could try to get something. But no, this is looking like they're not getting anything in return.
Nope.
I think they weren't, the team wasn't really ready for the siege
Second
mode.
tower. Yeah, second tower. Yeah, the first gamble paid off, by the way. This one, not so much.
War was taking too much damage, and so then there was the staggered back where the Dread was a little bit further back than the rest of the team, and when the Raven tried to get back to save him, he died
And
at
they're
2.
calling it. They're calling it. GG's.
That's the game. I'm a little bit surprised they didn't stay in to see if they could actually pick off the second tower, right? They might not be able to get a ship here, but they could almost have fought for maybe another point on the second
Yep.
tower. I don't know that they would have been able to get it, but I think it's also a pretty reasonable GG. It was a well fought game, and they had lost a lot of their core killing potential. Well, thank you, War, for commenting with me.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right.